This is a reading for you. It is not attached to a zodiac sign nor a timeline. The intention is, if you come across this reading, it should benefit you in some way. That being said, I've pulled a Celtic cross spread for you. Let's get started. You're represented by the Hangman. So this is feeling stuck, or your hands are tied, or you might be in some sort of a predicament. The halo around his head, I generally think of as a sense of knowing, or an idea, a solution, or just a simple trust that things will move forward for you when the time is right. And they definitely seem to. You have basically, I would say you have better days or celebrations, harvest on your mind. And you're crossed with the Empress, so there seems to be a lot of potential with whatever you're doing. And this is something that you've worked towards for quite a while probably, or you've seen some level of accomplishment with it or success with it, or it's just something that you're really determined to develop. The reason I see it as potentially having some accomplishment already is the Chariot usually talks about victory, but it more so, I guess, is a card of concentrated will, efforts, the determination to win. And so where you're charging with this Ace of Pentacle, this is sort of a possibility to be brought into fruition. And you're stabilizing yourself, even though, there is difficulty, there is struggle here in some kind of way. I think that you sort of sharpen up quite a bit, actually, because it's a determination to evolve, to grow, to succeed. And maybe you're sort of losing your patience in a sense, but not in a bad way. What I mean is you're not allowing so many distractions or fears, doubts, intrusive thoughts, bad habits. You're not allowing that stuff to interfere with you anymore, because you've sort of gotten to this point where it's make or break, or you understand the significance of the moment in some kind of way. And when you do this, it does seem to bring in dramatic changes for the better. I mean, this is a card of success, recognition, victory, celebration, and this could be communication, it could be information, news coming in, even business. Whatever it is, it does seem to bring you up in a way. It seems to have very positive consequences. And even in the outside influence, this would suggest receiving something. Yeah, that's how I'm going to look at it, because this, it could be a card of imbalance, or someone is trying to maintain some kind of like imbalanced dynamic or situation possibly. But I don't necessarily see it that way entirely. Oh, well, maybe actually with the Five of Swords there. Yeah. So if you have caution around someone in that way, then this could be sort of validating of that. But the circumstances do seem to unfold in a pretty positive way, because for one, there seems to be rest that is allowed, meaning you reach a certain point where you're able to sort of take a breath. But you also have the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune, so I'm definitely seeing this as circumstances falling in your favor. At the very least, it would be some kind of revelation, but I'm going to see this as circumstances falling in your favor, because you start moving in such a way that apparently grants you a great deal of strength or success, or there's a reward to this in some kind of way. But I think that you're more so concerned with producing this yourself and taking yourself where you need to go. I'm going to pull an advice spread. Before I do that, I want to take a moment to promote my Patreon. That is where all the extended versions of these readings go, as well as other exclusive content. If you want to book a personal reading with me, I have several options for personal readings available on my website shop. All of this stuff can be accessed in the description below. I also have original artwork for sale on my website right now. Definitely like, subscribe, share, all that stuff helps greatly, and I appreciate you just being here and watching. All right, let's do the advice. Push towards your goal, or the other end of a problem, maybe, with a lot of determination. I think it's encouraging you to gain clarity, and also sort of encouraging that you have the ability to create and succeed at whatever you hope to. Um, Also, maybe detaching yourself from problematic relationships or connections in some kind of way. Again, particularly if you sort of have a weird feeling about someone. Um, there's plenty of work to be done ahead of you, and I think that that's where you should place your focus. It's just like one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, and defend your position on something. So especially if you have a situation, there's a lot of people that could come into play here. Ace of Cups. Run with your passions. Don't allow yourself to stumble too much, because I feel like you're sort of drawing in a lot of success, attention, connections, whatever it is. All you have to do is keep going with the task at hand, even if it's like kind of boring or whatever. It's like, make the choice to show up for yourself, and the world will essentially follow. So the ability to change your life, your circumstances, or to find significant upgrades or whatever the case, it's all in your hands. So have strength, have courage, and carry on. I'm going to take this to the extended reading on my Patreon. If you want to join us over there, awesome. If not, I appreciate you watching. You can access that through the description below. There's a link to my Patreon. There's also a link to my website shop if you want to book a personal reading with me, or buy some artwork or whatever else. Contact me. There's all the stuff's on my website. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that stuff. I greatly appreciate you guys being here and watching, and I will see you over on Patreon.